Good evening, I'm Prasad and this is KiniNews. Some have described Umno as being power-hungry for pushing for early elections. But according to Umno Chief Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, it is Harapan that's power-hungry for not wanting to hold concurrent state elections. Umno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi accused Pakatan Harapan-led state governments of being power-hungry for not dissolving their legislative assemblies. He said the opposition coalition feared losing power by not holding concurrent elections with the federal polls. This comes after Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob announced the parliament was dissolved yesterday, paving the way for GE15. Zahid said Harapan was also willing to cause waste of funds to hold state elections separately. Yesterday, DAP Secretary General Anthony Lok said Umno was to be blamed for the extra cost involved in holding state elections only after the parliamentary elections. He said this is because Harapan has been firm in its earlier announced stance not to dissolve its respective state assemblies of Negeri Sembilan, Penang and Selangor. On October 5th, Harapan chairperson Anwar Ibrahim said this was to allow the states to focus on flood relief efforts during the northeast monsoon season. Will we see Dr Mahathir Mohamad and Anwar Ibrahim join forces in G15? It's hard to tell right now, but if it does not happen, Mahathir would likely blame Anwar for not wanting to work together. Former Prime Minister Dr Mahathir Mohamad told a press conference today that the ball is in Harapan chief Anwar Ibrahim's court on whether the two political giants will work together again in GE15. Speaking at a press conference at the Perdana Leadership Foundation in Putrajaya today, he however said Anwar is not willing to work with him.
The question should be given to him. Ask him, will he work with me? The problem is he doesn't want to work with me. I'm a very nice man. Okay?
At the same press conference, Mahathir declared that he will be defending his Langkawi seat in GE15. Mahathir said that while he is defending his Langkawi seat, he will not be Pejuang's prime ministerial candidate.
Membuat keputusan iaitu di Langkawi calonnya ialah Dr Mahathir Mohamad. Tapi bukan sebagai calon bakal Perdana Menteri, calon sebagai wakil rakyat saja. Kita tidak tentukan siapa yang akan jadi Perdana Menteri. Karena ia calon untuk Perdana Menteri itu relevan kalau kita menang aja. Kalau kita kalah, tak relevan.
Mahathir, who had led Bersatu for roughly 4 years, is now heading Malay-based Pejuang and the Gerakan Tanah Air coalition. Previously, Mahathir had repeatedly denied the possibility of his Langkawi candidacy in GE15. Selangor and Penang appear to be taking different approaches to their respective state elections, despite Harapan's leadership saying they will not dissolve state assemblies led by the coalition. Selangor ruler Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah has given his royal assent for the state government to not have concurrent polls with the federal government. This comes after the parliament was dissolved yesterday to make way for GE15, which must be held within 60 days. In a statement today, Selangor Menteri Besar Amiruddin Shari said the ruler agreed for the state government to focus on ensuring the well-being of the people. However, Penang DAP's leadership have had second thoughts on holding off the dissolution of its legislative assembly. Several sources told Malaysia Kini that the leadership had decided last night that state polls should be held concurrently with the parliamentary election. One source who spoke on the condition of anonymity said there was only one Penang DAP leader who had concerns with the proposal, while others were firmly behind it. The source said that the leader did not disagree with the decision but was worried about how to convey their change of position to the central leadership and the public. Sources said the state party leadership had many reasons for asking the Pakatan Harapan national leadership to overturn its previous decision to hold off the election. Primarily, it has to do with the concern that after the parliamentary election, Umno and PAS are likely to band together, thus posing a real threat to Harapan's hold on Penang. PAS and Umno look set to clash in G15, with one leader saying the Islamist party has not met the conditions stipulated. Umno Vice President Muhammad Khalid Nordin said PAS has failed to meet the conditions outlined by Umno for the parties to work together in G15. Therefore, the former Johor Menteri Besar expected both parties to clash in 27 overlapping parliamentary seats. On October 2nd, Zahid outlined 3 conditions that PAS must meet if it wants to continue working with UMNO. The 3 conditions were for PAS to sever political ties with Bersatu, exit the Pakatan National Coalition, and to also announce publicly that it has left Bersatu and PN. Bersatu declared that UMNO-led BN was PN's main enemy in GE15, contradicting PAS' stance that the enemy was Pakatan Harapan. PAS reiterated that the party would continue its efforts to unite the Ummah by bringing together the 3 core Malay-based parties ahead of GE15. Khalid also said UMNO will start the process of determining its candidates for G15 today, after Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob announced the dissolution of Parliament yesterday. Perhaps expecting Harapan to work with Mahathir may be a long shot, but what about Mudah? No answer yet, but we've been promised an answer soon. Harapan chairperson Anwar Ibrahim has revealed that talks between Pakatan Harapan and Mudah are progressing. Anwar said media reports that went viral yesterday claiming that Harapan had rejected Mudah were not true. Meanwhile, PKR Communications Director Fahmi Fadzil expects a final decision on the cooperation between Harapan and Mudah for G15 to be reached as early as tomorrow. According to him, the PKR Central Leadership Council meeting, which was held following the dissolution of Parliament, discussed the preparation of the PKR election machinery as well as the party's desire to contest more parliamentary seats in GE15. He said that following the Parliament's dissolution, several Harapan agendas, including the Harapan Convention, scheduled for the end of October, may be brought forward or postponed. And Mudah isn't the only ones expecting a response from Harapan. There's PSM, which is hoping to contest in Sungai Siput. Parti Socialist Malaysia has confirmed it is waiting for a response from Pakatan Harapan on forming an electoral pack for GE15. In a statement today, party deputy chairperson S. Arul Chelvan said they are open to using a single logo. He said they have also requested Harapan for PSM chairperson Dr Michael Jayakumar to contest the Sungai Siput parliamentary seat. Others vying for the former MIC stronghold in Perak includes MIC President S.A. Vigneswaran, who hopes to recapture Sungai Siput from PKR's Kesavan Subramaniam. Kesavan beat MIC's S.K. Devamani in 2018. However, it was Jayakumar contesting under the PKR logo who wrested the seat from MIC heavyweight Sami Velu in 2008. Former MIC President Sami Velu passed away last month, aged 86. He served as Sungai Siput MP for 8 terms from September 1974. Jayakumar was re-elected in 2013, but being committed to PSM, decided to defend the seat under his party logo, eventually losing to a Harapan candidate. If you still need UMNO to explain why it pushed for Parliament to be dissolved, here's Ahmad Muslim's explanation. The dissolution of Parliament is the best way to move forward, as outgoing Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob's position became untenable. This is according to UMNO's Secretary General Ahmad Muslim. Without naming names, he said this was because UMNO's allies in Ismail Sabri's government had declared the party and the BN coalition as the main enemy. Ahmad added that declaring UMNO and BN as their main enemy only showed a lack of trust and respect for UMNO leading the government. Ahmad said this at a press conference after the UMNO Supreme Council meeting last night. This is a likely reference to Pakatan National Chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin declaring open war against BN in GE15. There are 31 ministers in outgoing Prime Minister Ismail Sabri's cabinet, of which 13 are from BN, 12 from PN, 4 from Gabungan Parti Sarawak, and each from Gabungan Rakyat Sabah and Parti Bangsa Malaysia. The 12 PN ministers are Bersatu and PAS members who had last week petitioned the Agong not to allow an election for the remainder of the year due to flood risks. The two coalitions will now be rivals in GE15. And now we have a sponsored segment brought to you by Invest Selangor.
11 mayors and representatives from different cities gathered together to share their knowledge, experiences and approaches to resolve city livability challenges through smart technologies at the 7th edition of the Selangor Smart City and Digital Economy Convention SDEC, which was held at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. The SDEC 2022 theme, Sustainable Digitalisation Towards a Net Zero Future, was officiated by Menteri Besar Selangor, Datuk Sri Amiruddin Syari.
Under the Smart Selangor Action Plan 2025, the Selangor government is spearheading the adoption of smart digital technologies via 4 key domains, namely smart government, smart economy, smart community, and smart digital infrastructure to pursue inclusiveness, resilience, and innovation in realizing the vision of the Selangor as a livable smart state in ASEAN by year 2025.
The 4-day packed event focused on 2 main tracks, namely the Smart City track and Digital Economy track.
We expect this year's SDEC to generate 10,000 visitors and business leads with various business matching opportunities. It is a testament of Selangor government's digitalizations and smart city efforts from the last 7 years that brought together the SME, retail merchants, digital service providers, business chambers, and tech communities.
In the same ceremony, Selangor Digital School SDS was launched. SDS is a co-creation project of the central and state government, private investors, venture capital funds, and startups to solve the shortage of digital talents in Selangor.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.